Today, we embark on a profound journey exploring one of the most universal and inevitable aspects of human existence: death. Throughout history, philosophers have pondered the nature of death and what it means for us as living beings. Let's dive into how different philosophical traditions perceive and understand death. We begin with Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded in the early 3rd century BC by Zeno of Citium. Stoicism teaches that we should accept death as a natural part of life. The Stoics believe that everything in nature follows a rational order, and death is simply a return to the universal reason, or logos. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Stop whatever you're doing for a moment and ask yourself, am I afraid of death because I won't be able to do this anymore?" For the Stoics, the fear of death is irrational. They emphasize focusing on what is within our control, our own thoughts and actions, and accepting what is not, including our mortality. This perspective encourages us to live virtuously and make the most of our time. By accepting death as a natural part of life, embracing what is within our control, and living virtuously, we can find peace and purpose. Next, we explore nihilism, a philosophy often associated with the existentialists of the 19th and 20th centuries. Nihilism posits that life is without inherent meaning, purpose, or value. When it comes to death, nihilists argue that it is the ultimate end, devoid of any intrinsic significance. Friedrich Nietzsche, a key figure in nihilism, wrote, "Death. The certain prospect of death could sweeten every life with a precious and fragrant drop of levity, and now you strange apothecary souls have turned it into an ill-tasting drop of poison that makes the whole of life repulsive." In the face of death, nihilism presents a stark reality. Without an afterlife or higher purpose, we are left to confront the void. However, this can also be liberating, as it allows individuals to create their own meaning and values, free from external impositions. By understanding that life and death are devoid of inherent meaning, embracing the freedom to create our own meaning, and confronting the void with personal authenticity, we can navigate life with a sense of empowerment. Now, let's delve into Daoism, an ancient Chinese philosophy attributed to Lao Tzu and his seminal work, the Tao Te Ching. Daoism views death as a natural transformation within the Tao, the fundamental principle that underlies the universe. Death is not an end, but a transition in the ongoing flow of the Tao. Lao Tzu wrote, "Life and death are one thread, the same line viewed from different sides." In Daoism, the fear of death is seen as a misunderstanding of the nature of existence. By aligning with the Tao, one can achieve harmony with the natural order and accept death as part of the eternal cycle of change. Embracing the harmony of the natural order and overcoming the fear of death through understanding, we can see death as a seamless part of life's continuous flow. Turning now to Cynicism, an ancient Greek philosophy that challenged societal conventions and emphasized living in accordance with nature. Cynicism approaches death with a radical indifference towards worldly concerns and social conventions. Diogenes of Sinope, a prominent Cynic philosopher, exemplified this attitude in his Life and Death. Diogenes of Sinope, when asked how he wished to be buried, left instructions to be thrown outside the city wall so wild animals could feast on his body. When asked if he minded this, he said, "Not at all, as long as you provide me with a stick to chase the creatures away." When questioned about how he could use the stick since he would lack awareness after death, he replied, "If I lack awareness, then why should I care what happens to me when I am dead?" For the Cynics, death is an inevitable part of life to be embraced without fear or attachment. By living simply and in harmony with nature, they sought freedom from desires and anxieties that plague conventional society. Embracing simplicity, rejecting societal norms, and living in accordance with nature, Cynicism challenges us to rethink our relationship with mortality and find meaning in the pursuit of virtue. Finally, we have existentialism, a philosophical movement that emerged in the 20th century, offers a unique perspective on death. Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus emphasize the individual's confrontation with the absurdity of life and death. They argue that in the face of an indifferent universe, we must create our own meaning. Jean-Paul Sartre famously said, "Life has no meaning the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal." For existentialists, the awareness of death is a catalyst for living authentically. By acknowledging our mortality, we are compelled to live with purpose and integrity, creating meaning in an otherwise meaningless world. By confronting the absurdity of life and death, creating our own meaning and purpose, and living authentically in the face of mortality, we can lead a life of depth and significance. From the Stoic acceptance of nature's order to the nihilist confrontation with the void, from the Daoist harmony with the natural flow to the Cynic indifference towards societal norms, these philosophies offer diverse and profound perspectives on death. Death, an inescapable part of life, challenges us to reflect on our existence, our values, and our legacy. By exploring these philosophical perspectives, we can find wisdom and guidance in facing our own mortality. What philosophy resonates with you the most when contemplating death? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this exploration of philosophical perspectives on death, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Philosophy Waves for more thought-provoking content. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep riding the waves of wisdom.